Everyone likes free stuff, especially video games, right? While free-to-play video games often come with some pretty dirty business tactics attached to them, there's actually some really solid-looking ones coming out over the next couple years, and if you're a PlayStation 5 owner and you're looking for some risk-free fun, I've got you covered today. Welcome to the page, everybody. Chaos here. Today, we're going to look at 10 upcoming free-to-play games that are expected to launch on the PlayStation 5 by the end of next year. So you let me know which of these you're most excited for to get your hands on. Drop a like, make sure you have those notifications turned on, and let's go. And we start off with Disney Speedstorm. Disney has been doing their best to grab some relevance back from the gaming industry after losing much of it over the last decade. Now, Speedstorm is this high-octane racing game starring lots of Disney characters, and the developers have been keeping us very up-to-date on their blog as to how it's going. At this rate, it's expected that Speedstorm will come out by the end of the year. It actually does look pretty fun. It's kind of a middle ground between the casual nature of Mario Kart and the more intense nature of maybe Forza. Keep an eye out for it, especially if you're a fan of racing games and Disney characters. Do you think it can compete with Mario Kart? Before we move on, guys, make sure you subscribe, make sure you ring that bell and have your notifications on, because we cover everything big in gaming. At number 9, UFL. This game was actually supposed to be out already, but it was pushed back in order to give it a little more time for polish. We've heard that before, right? Licensed soccer game or football, depending on who you are and where you are, being developed and published by Striker Z, Inc. Yeah, will reportedly be completely free to play with no game-changing microtransactions. I'll believe it when I see it. The developers have made a big deal about how this game is going to be completely skill-based, and I'm guessing they're going to try and snatch up a huge chunk of FIFA's player base. Why not? FIFA, honestly, gets worse and worse every year. It's filled with microtransactions, and you have to pay $70 for it to start. You have to pay $70 to be able to buy all the microtransactions. So why not try free-to-play? Why not try skill-based alternatives in the form of UFL? If this game ends up being good, it could completely dethrone FIFA, which a lot of us think is long overdue. At number 8 today, Arc Raiders. Co-op third-person shooter, features a very unique art style and some very awesome landscapes. It's also going to be taking full advantage of the PlayStation 5's graphical power because the landscapes and the effects, they look like eye candy. In this game, you and your buddies venture through the map. You try to survive against an onslaught of flying robots called the Ark. And then you can upgrade your gear, your weapons. You fight your way through the army. Arc Raiders doesn't have a release date yet, but with how much content has been posted to the game's Steam page already in recent months, I don't think we're too far away from getting that official release window. At number 7, Blue Protocol. Developed by Bandai and published by Amazon, of all people. I know it's kind of weird. Blue Protocol is an upcoming MMORPG. Supposed to have deep combat, a gorgeous anime-inspired art style, and a gigantic world to explore. The game claims to cater to any playstyle, which is hard to do, and there will be a heavy emphasis on customization, so you can really feel at home in this world, even if it's trying to kill you on a regular basis. Blue Protocol will be out by the end of 2023, according to reports, and it may end up being the killer app that Amazon needs to be taken seriously in the gaming world. Time will tell. Valorant. Extremely popular tactical FPS from Riot Games, and you may say, well, Jimmy, it launched in 2020 on the PC, and you're right. It had its ups and downs. Very well-designed game with a ton of merit. It's like a blend of CSGO, Overwatch, and Rainbow Six, and it all comes together in a pretty fantastic way. Now, Riot have confirmed they're working on console ports of Valorant. While there's no release date yet, safe to assume it'll be out by the end of next year. It can't take that long to port this game to consoles, or it shouldn't. It shouldn't. The console ports have been in the works for quite some time, but I'm pretty confident they'll get the job done by the end of 2024, and the PS5 players will be able to give it a shot, although I have no idea how they're going to rework the recoil patterns for a controller, but I'm sure they will. We'll see. And it'll be free. Now we get into the top 5. Hype Squad. Now, a lot of you are probably a bit burnt out on the Battle Royale games, but hear me out. Hype Squad seems like a pretty unique take on the formula. I know, we've heard that before. Fast-paced BR. Heavy focus on melee combat and close quarters engagements, as well as great mobility for intense engagements. You also get to customize your character quite extensively as you refine your playstyle. Now, it's currently only confirmed to be coming to the PC this year, but given the art style and the tight gameplay, I wouldn't be shocked at all if the team is quietly working on a console port that will come out the following year. I guess it's technically cheating to put Hype Squad on a list of free PS5 games, but mark my words here. The PC version, if it does well, which I think it will, there's probably a 99% chance it will quickly come to consoles as well. At number 4, The Division Heartland. Set for release later this year. I'm personally excited about this one. I have a soft spot for Division games. I do. Heartland is going to be a smaller scale version of the Division's looter shooter gameplay, but it's going to have an added extraction-based game mode to compete with other games like Escape from Tarkov and DMZ. Now, Red Storm Entertainment is in charge of the project, and from the sound of it, it's going to be a direct answer to all the criticisms the Division franchise has gotten over the years, so if they do answer all of those critiques, it's going to be good. I enjoyed The Division 2, but I know this kind of looter shooter isn't everybody's cup of tea, so hopefully the stripped down version, maybe it'll connect with more people. At number 3, The Last of Us multiplayer spin-off. Now, Naughty Dog was originally going to include some kind of multiplayer mode with The Last of Us Part 2, but after the project got so big in scope, it had to be spun off into its own project. It's unclear when The Last of Us 2 multiplayer game is going to come out or what it's even going to be, but a series of leaks has suggested it's going to be free to play, and it's going to launch on both the PS4 and the PS5. So if I had to guess, I would say it's going to be some kind of blend of classic factions gameplay with some kind of larger world element, possibly even an extraction-based game mode to compete with, once again, Escape from Tarkov and COD. I mean, you have to admit, the Last of Us universe is ripe and a perfect fit for an extraction-based mode. We should be hearing some official news about the game soon in the coming months, and hopefully it releases by the end of the year, but don't be shocked if it ends up releasing in 2024. At number 2 today, The Finals came out of nowhere, combat-based game show. It's actually gotten a lot of attention for the art style and the concept. Multiplayer FPS, heavy emphasis on destruction, heavy emphasis on fast-paced combat, and doing it with style. The game is expected to launch in August of this year, but it may get pushed back, so don't hold your breath for too long. But I'm excited for this. I think it's going to be really good. Everybody keeps saying this is how Battlefield should be. The gameplay looks exciting. Concept is unique enough to draw people in, and if you've watched any of the gameplay, the destruction in the game, it's new and next level. It really, really is. It adds a layer that we really haven't seen yet. And at number 1 today, the best free-to-play game coming to the PlayStation 5. I may get in hot water for this. XDefiant? Maybe? Of all the upcoming free-to-play shooters, this one does have my attention. It's being developed by Ubisoft San Francisco, seemingly going to be a direct answer to all the recent criticism surrounding games like Call of Duty and Overwatch. People want a casual yet fun and addicting online shooter, and XDefiant looks like it's going to try to be that. There was recently a test held in February of this year, so hopefully development is coming to a close and we'll be able to get our hands on the full version later this year, because after Battlefield and COD did what they did this year, the multiplayer shooter community is wide open and itching for something maybe like this. Once again, though, we have to hope that it lives up to the hype. And there you have it, my friends. Those are free-to-play games that are coming to your PlayStation console. Let me know which of these you're looking forward to the most. Drop a like, and I'll see you guys soon.